my dear students, welcome to my channel Learning Hub. So in my previous video I discussed about for loop. So in this video we will move ahead and I'll give you examples how we can use for loop in various problems. So example number 1 I already explained in previous video. We'll start from example number 2, that is to find a factorial of any number entered by the user. So this is the program. So we have to find it is a program to find factorial of a number entered by the user. X is equal to int input, enter a number. So this X contains the number whose factorial is to be calculated. Now what is factorial first of all? Factorial of any number, factorial is denoted by this in mathematics, that is exclamation sign in mathematics. And factorial of any number is 4 into 3 into 2. Means number 4 is equal to 4 into 3 into 2. Similarly, factorial of 5 is equal to 5 into 4 into 3 into 2. So in this way, factorial is calculated. So this program we have to write. So X contains the number whose factorial is to be calculated. Initially, we assume that factorial is 1. Now, factorial of 0 is 1 and factorial of 1 is also 1. So, if we have entered number 0 or 1, its factorial will be 1 only. Otherwise, suppose I have entered 5. In this case, X is equal to 0? No. X is equal to 1? No. It will come here in else. After this, for I in range 2 to x plus 1 means 2 to 6. Yani how many times loop will work? 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 times. Upper limit is exclusive. So 2 to 6 means 2 to 5 it will work as upper limit is exclusive. So initially the value of I will be 2. Because it is starting from 2, so factorial will be factorial. What is factorial? 1 into 2. That is, now after the execution of first iteration, that is this first iteration, factorial will be 2. Still I is less than 6. So now value of I in second iteration will be 3. Factorial is equal to factorial into I. Now factorial was 2 into I is now 3. That is 6. Still value of I was 3. It is still less than 6. So again factorial is equal to factorial into I into 4 into 5 and so on till the loop is complete. So now after execution of this loop, the factorial of a number will be 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 5. Okay. So in this way, and at the last it will print the factorial of a number. In this way factorial will be calculated. Now we will move to the second example. So this is the second example in which this is a program to find sum of the 10 numbers entered by the user. So we have to take 10 numbers as input from the user. So we will use for loop which should execute 10 times. How it will execute 10 times? If we will start from 0 to 10 means it will execute from 0 to 9, that is 10 times. Second thing which we can do is we can make it 1 to 11. In that case also it will execute 10 times, that is 1 to 10. So I have taken 0 to 10. First time value of I is 0. It will execute. It will come inside. X is equal to float input, enter number. This is the first number which we are entering. Suppose we have entered 5. In this case it will come here. Sum is equal to sum plus, sum was initially 0 plus, suppose I have entered 5. So 5. Now value of sum after first iteration is 5. Now again it will come here. Value of I will increment by 1. That is value of I is 1. It is less than 10. Yes. Now it will come inside the loop again. Enter the number. Suppose I have entered 2. Sum is equal to sum plus 2. Now the value of sum is 5. So now sum will become 5 plus 2. That is 7. Again I is now 1. Now it will increment by 1. Now I will become 2. And 2 is still less than 10. So again it will come inside enter number. Suppose I have again entered 4. It will come here. Sum is equal to sum plus x. Means now sum is 7. 7 plus 4. That is 11. Now sum will become 11. In this way it will keep on getting input from the user and calculate the sum of number. Now the third example. So this is the third example, that is to find whether the number is prime or not. So prime number is a number which is divisible by itself or by 1. So that property of a number we can use in for loop. We will what we can do is we can start dividing the number. The x is input enter number, means x will contain the number. We will keep on dividing the number by all the numbers starting from 2 to x. Means suppose we have entered number 5. We want to find whether 5 is prime or not. So we will divide the number by 2, 3 and 4. So if this mode is 0, means if it is divisible, then obviously mode is remainder. So remainder will be 0. In that case, it will turn the flag to 1. Flag we have taken, it is a normal variable only. It is an identifier that is holding 0. And initially we are assuming that if flag is 0, it means it is a prime number. So as soon as it will be able to divide it, so it will turn flag to 1. It means it will, seeing the value of flag, we can identify that number was not prime. And then break. Break is a statement that is used to come out of the loop. So it is basically used to come out of the loop. If we are not using break, then also the answer will be same. Why we are using break? Because once suppose I have entered, for example, I have entered 2. So value of I in first case only, suppose I have entered 4. So value of I in first case only will be 2. In that case, 4 divided by 2, that is remainder is 0. Now we already know that if it is 0, it means it is a not prime number. Then why we should go to 3 and 4 and 5 and whatever. So there is no point of executing the loop further. So we are using break to come out of the loop, because once the number is divisible by any number, it means it is not a prime number. So we don't, it doesn't matter if we are trying to divide it by further numbers. So that is why we have used break. Break is a statement that will just stop the execution of for loop and it will enable us to come out of the loop. If we are not using it, then also the answer will be same. So it will come out of the loop in this case, and after coming out of the loop, it will check flag is 0 or not. See, enough value of flag was initially 0 because we were assuming that it is a prime number. So when it will come here, if suppose this is not divisible by any number, obviously it will not go inside this if statement. If it will not go inside this if statement, then obviously the value of flag will be 0 only. It will not turn to 1. When the value of flag will not turn to 1, if we are comparing here that value of flag is 0, we will come to know that it is a prime number because it was not divisible by any number. So we have taken a condition. If flag is equal to 0, it means it is a prime number, otherwise it is a non-prime number. So I'll demonstrate these programs on my laptop.
So my dear students, now you can see this is a program to find a factorial of a number. So this is our first program. So in this we have taken input from the user, that is the number. X contains the number, for which we have to find the factorial. Initially f is 1, that is we are considering the factorial is 1. Now here we can add the condition if x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 1. In that case fact is 1 only, because factorial of 0 is also 1 and factorial of 1 is also 1. If it is not equal to 0 or 1, in that case it will use loops. That is for I in range 2 to x plus 1 by 2, because 1 doesn't make any sense if we are using 1 to 1 multiplied by any number is that number only. So we will start from 2. And why we have taken s plus 1? Because suppose you want to find factorial of 5, so loop must go up to 6. That is because upper limit is exclusive, hence it will work, it will run one less time than a number. Suppose number is 5, so it will work from 2 to 5 only if we are using x plus 1. After that it will calculate the factorial of a number. F is equal to f into I. Now I'll run this program. Function f5. Suppose enter a number. Suppose I'm entering 0. The factorial of 0 is 1. Again function f5. Factorial of 1 is 1. Again function f5. Factorial of 5, that is 120. Now the example number 2 is, this is example number 2, to find average of n numbers. So n numbers, we don't know what is the value of n, so we will take input from the user. Now average is sum of all the numbers upon number of numbers. So initially we are considering the sum as 0. Now we will go from 0 to n, means why n? Because n is number of numbers we want to enter. So suppose n is 5, so this loop will work 5 times, that is 0 to 5. It means upper limit is exclusive, then 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, that is it will execute 5 times. So in each iteration it will take input from the user and store it in number, and then sum is equal to sum plus number. Initially sum is 0, sum, suppose we have entered number 5, so 0 plus 5, now sum will retain value 5. In second iteration again it will ask user to enter the number. Suppose you have entered 2, in that case because sum was now 5, so 5 plus 2, that is 7. In this way it will keep on adding the numbers. When we'll come out of the loop, we will get the sum of all 10 numbers. Then average we can easily calculate, that average is sum divided by n, and we will print the average. Suppose we are, now we will run this program. Function f5. Suppose we want to enter 5 number. Enter number 2, 5, 4, 5, 6. So average of number entered by the user is 4.0. Now this next program is to find whether the number is prime or not. So initially we are assuming that prime is 0. So x is equal to int input, enter number. So for I in range 2 to x means we will divide the number starting from 2 up to x. As number is divisible by itself, so it will, we can use here x. So it will work till x minus 1. That is if we are entering 4, so it will work from 2 to 3 only. It will return the list of 2 to 3. So if x mod 2 if x mod I is equal to 0, in that case it will print number prime, it will change the value of prime to 1. Means if one time also it will divide the number which we have entered by any value of I, it means it is not a prime number. So it will change this prime value to 1. And after the loop, we can check if prime is 1. That means this was executed. Then only prime can be 1. If this is executed, it means it was divisible by any number from 2 to that particular number. It means it is not a prime number. So here it will print it is not a prime number. Otherwise, if value of prime is 0, so it will print it is prime number. Now I'll just run this program, function F5. Suppose I have entered 3. 3 is a prime number. Again I'll run this program, enter a number 5. It is also a prime number. Function F5, suppose 6, so it is not a prime number. In this way, this program will work.
So my dear students, I hope you understood these programs. So in my next video, I'll take more examples so that your concept is more clear. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon. Thank you and have a nice day.